Day number 1 at sea. We're already almost out of water. Rationing our food. Winds have picked up. I'm guessing swell's about 6 feet. Here with Bristol, we'll be alright. Don't worry about it. That radio is because we can't pick up any signal. We'll be alright. Alright, this was day 1, and I was obviously screwing around. What actually happened? Well, it scared the crap out of us. So my friend Chris got commissioned to move a sailboat from Tampa Bay to Houston. He called me and asked me if I'd help him. Well, like any good friend, I hopped a plane and headed south. Here she is, the Butte.
Take the long way home if it meant I'd go walking by your.
So, just landed in Tampa and we're pushing off in the boat. Everybody's just kind of unhooking everything, and we're getting ready to take a 44-foot sailboat from Tampa Bay, Florida to Houston, Texas. Gonna be quite a trip. Our captain Bobby is out there giving all kinds of instructions. So far, we just got untied, and best thing was right away the engine didn't start. Apparently, the starter's going out, but working through everything. It's gonna be a fun trip, and I'm just really excited.
Song I sing, you're the melody, you're my golden glow. I see it in your eyes, you radiate the light that leads me home. There is no end if you believe. Just take my hand and come with me. Sun coming up, you make my world come alive. Oh, you know I can't get enough. You walking by my side. You are my sunshine.
Steve, how'd you sleep?
What sleep?
You didn't get sleep?
No, at first night out I never did.
Nah, I didn't either.
Oh, you know I can't get enough. You are my sunshine. Oh, you're like the sun coming up. You make my world come alive. Oh, you know I can't get enough. You walking by my side. You are my sunshine. You are my sunshine.
Well, Steve and I just started our second watch of the journey. So far, it's been about 3 minutes and we haven't sunk. So we're successful so far.
Got good 10 foot plus waves out here, rocking the boat. We're still doing 6 to 8 knots along the path. And trip update, 528 miles to the entrance of Galveston.
It's kind of hard to vlog a trip like this because
Pensacola's up there about 120 miles north, and then south of us is Mexico. Cancun is about 100, well no, it's 400 miles to the south of us. And we have Houston on our nose for about 430 miles.
So we've been out for just about 24 hours, and we've got about 2.5 more days to go, maybe 3 days. Everything's been pretty smoothly. The wind could be a little lighter, but it's downwind, and it's been a pretty nice ride.
Alright fellas, we're up here weathering a storm, and I just got one question. What was it you said earlier, Bobby, you didn't like about Chris? Several hours we battled rain, winds that not only ripped and broke our main sail, but damaged multiple battens. But we even lost an engine. Needless to say, it was one hell of a night.
Yes, ma'am. Steve here. Hey, we're coming in. We got to duck out of some weather. You know the space I can put a 44-foot long, 25-foot wide net?
Darling, pressed against your railing, bodies dressed against the cold.
Alright, so here's the skinny. Ran into some severe weather. Had some issues with our sail and engine, so we're pulling into Louisiana. I think this might end my journey on this one. I'm gonna fly back and get back after it, but I'm gonna update another video. This has been one hell of a trip.
There's a thing called a sea anchor. You find somebody named Colin, you tie ropes to his hands and feet, you throw him overboard.
He's a good swimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he drags the boat.
That was.
I'll tell you, my real dumbass moment last night was Colin goes, "Should we wake the big guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's time to go get Bobby, ask him what to do." Colin comes back up and says, "Bobby said shut the engine down." And I look down and we're doing 1,500 RPM. Yeah, it never even occurred to me. I was so engrossed in the wind, I was never even thinking about the fact the engine was rocking us.
So here's what I found is it's crazy how much sailing is like aviation. You're constantly watching the winds and the weather and the currents. They use some of the, a lot of the same equipment. Garmin in the airplane. They have Garmin on the boat, and plot your course. You follow a magenta line. Obviously, you got to adjust for winds and weather, and but you try to stay as close to course as you can. And the other thing I learned is that You know, they say if you have time to spare, go by air. And it's the same as sailing. You can't rush it, man. It's you don't set the pace. We pushed really, really hard 24 hours a day, and had to make a judgment call based on weather. And we pulled over in a little port in Louisiana, south of New Orleans, and or New Orleans, depending on where you're from. And it was the right call. It was a safe call, and I'm glad we made it. But we're about to wrap this journey up. So this is it, the final leg of my journey on the Makani. It ended due to weather. It was a fun learning experience, and I know that I learned the most. I guess the biggest lesson I learned is I don't want to be a sailor. I want to be a pilot.
Let me feel it all.